People first noticed the missing minute because nothing felt wrong. No alarms. No blackouts. No screams or gaps anyone could point to. Just a subtle hesitation, like the world briefly inhaled and continued as if nothing had happened. The earliest reports came from unrelated places. A cashier in Toronto glanced at the register clock and felt certain it had jumped. A commuter in Seoul found herself already across the street, keys in her hand, with no memory of crossing. A cyclist in Berlin noticed his music had advanced exactly one song, though he didn't recall hearing it end. 60 seconds. Always 60. At first, it was dismissed as distraction. Time sync errors, human unreliability. Phones corrected themselves. Watches recalibratted. Life went on until the footage was reviewed. Security cameras told a colder story. In a convenience store in Osaka, a man stepped into an aisle at 14 hours 22 minutes and 10 seconds. At 14 hours 22 minutes and 11 seconds, he vanished. No blur. No distortion. The shelves behind him remained perfectly still, as if he had been cleanly removed from the frame. At 14 hours 23 minutes and 11 seconds, he reappeared mid-step. His expression didn't change. He kept walking. He never noticed. But the camera did. Across cities and continents, the same pattern emerged. The disappearance always lasted exactly 60 seconds. Not 50-9. Not 61. Reality behaved as if that minute had been surgically excised. Audio recordings were worse. Ambient sounds continued. Uninterrupted air conditioners, traffic, electrical hums. But human sounds vanished. Footsteps cut off. Breathing disappeared. Voices fell silent, as if a single channel of existence had been muted. Mirrors revealed something else. In an office building in São Paulo, a janitor disappeared in front of an elevator's reflective doors. For 60 seconds, the hallway stood empty, but the mirror still showed him. Not moving, not blinking, just standing there, staring outward. When the minute ended, the reflection snapped back into sync instantly. The janitor remembered cleaning the floor. He remembered humming. He remembered nothing about being gone. Researchers called it the null minute, not because nothing happened, but because no one remembered it. Biological data deepened the mystery. Heart rates showed no spikes. Oxygen levels remained stable. Brain activity revealed no trauma. The body seemed to pass through the missing minute intact, as if it had been elsewhere or temporarily stored. Then came the anomalies. In a Chicago parking garage, a woman vanished beside her car. During the 60-second gap, a second version of her appeared on camera, faint, semi-transparent, standing near a concrete pillar. This version did not move. It only watched the space where the original woman had been. When the minute ended, the duplicate faded instantly. The woman returned, dropped her keys, cursed softly, and drove away, unaware that anything had occurred. Frame-by-frame analysis revealed the duplicate's eyes moved. They were tracking something outside the frame. Reports multiplied. People began describing after-images reflections lagging behind reality, shadows that lingered too long. A man in Helsinki woke, convinced someone had been counting down inside his head. A child in Manila asked why the quiet room always smelled like dust. A nurse in Cairo insisted she felt hands adjusting her posture while she was gone. Always 60 seconds. Always forgotten. The breakthrough came when researchers stopped focusing on what disappeared and began studying what remained. During the null minute, environments did not freeze, they reacted. Pressure sensors recorded subtle air displacement, as if invisible bodies occupied space. Thermal cameras detected faint heat signatures hovering inches above the ground, human-shaped, but slightly misaligned, like reflections out of phase. And then there was the sound, when audio from multiple sites was layered and slowed. A low-frequency resonance emerged beneath the noise. Rhythmic, structured, familiar. It matched a frequency catalogued in an earlier anomaly. A future city broadcast that had no known origin. Further enhancement revealed modulation. Not words, but timing. 1 minute. Pause. Like a system buffering. The most disturbing footage arrived from Madrid. A traffic camera captured a crowded crosswalk at 9 hours 17 minutes and 0 seconds. 7 people vanished simultaneously. Cars passed. Lights changed. Wind pushed litter across the road. At 9 hours 18 minutes and 0 seconds, the 7 returned. But during the gap, the space they had occupied distorted, compressing inward like fabric being pinched. Within the distortion, faint outlines appeared. Dozens of human shapes, standing still, facing inward, surrounding something unseen. A single line of text flickered briefly in the corrupted timestamp. Buffer zone active. The conclusion was unavoidable. The missing minute was not empty. People were not vanishing. They were being moved into a holding space between moments, where observation was limited, memory suppressed, and something else was present, watching. Why 60 seconds remained unclear, but one theory gained traction. Whatever controlled the process could not function under full observation. It required blind spots, gaps in awareness. So it created them. The final report was never released. Its metadata contained a warning visible only to those who knew where to look. Prolonged awareness may result in extended displacement. Soon after, the phenomenon grew rarer, then almost non-existent. But some nights when the city grows quiet, people still report a sensation time hesitating just before moving forward. A skipped breath, a held note. As if something is preparing the buffer and waiting for the next minute to open.